Hello YouTube! Today's video, as I promised, is going to be on the FuelMoto tunable exhaust inserts. I did a bunch of reading on these, and I'm going to read something to you right off of the website. Unleash the performance from your exhaust system with dyno-proven gains. The FuelMoto tunable inserts incorporate an adjustable tunable valve that optimizes velocity and reduces reversion for significantly better low RPM, increased throttle response, and better tunability. Now, I'll try and get this up here. If you could see inside, hold my hand up, you can see that there's a cutout that's pushed down, and that's adjustable by sticking a screwdriver or a small pry bar in there and adjusting the amount of flow. These are the 6-inch. They will fit right in a 2.5-inch baffle. I've got the Reinhardt 3.5 cans on here, so I'm going to go over removing the baffle. You have to drill one small hole in the baffle just for the retaining screw on the insert. So I'm going to try and document all of this and video all of this as I do it, and then I'll bring you a first ride impression once I get it installed and take the bike out on the road. So I'm looking forward to this. It should, they say they still sound great, but it gives you that little bit of extra tunability on your exhaust flow. And I was watching a video from FuelMoto. They're claiming anywhere from 10 to 15 foot-pounds of torque increase just by utilizing these. So we're going to stick them in and see what happens. So what I've done, just for brevity's sake, is I went ahead and loosened up the end cap bolts on the Reinhardt 3.5. Remove those 3. Now we need to remove the end cap, which might be a little bit more difficult than one would think. Alright, with a little persuasion we were able to get the baffle out, or the end cap off, and the baffle came out. So this is a little bit different than what I was thinking. This actually has the 3 holes, and FuelMoto said that for the Reinhardt you would use the 6-inch, but I guess I could have used the longer ones. But we're going to disassemble, remove these 3, and disassemble this from the end cap, and then we will insert the FuelMoto tunable exhaust insert in this end. So I'll be back once I get that disassembled. Take that back. Actually, this isn't a 3-bolt. This is just that was just a fitting that held the baffle into the end cap. So here's the Reinhardt baffle, and what we're going to do is this is going to insert in here, and I'm going to drill a hole and use the set screw. So it's definitely the right size. However, I'm probably going to have to use a little bit of force to get that down in there due to the cuts in the baffle. So we'll get that fitted, we'll get it down in there, and we will get that hole drilled. So we'll be back. So after some persuasion, we've got the baffle installed. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. The baffle's in there, the retaining screw's in there. Now I just got to hope that the ring fits down over it. I might have to take the retaining bolt back out. Yep, gonna have to take the retaining bolt back out, slide the ring down, and then put the retaining bolt back in. So anyway, it's installed. Then I'm going to reassemble that can and do the other one. It's not real difficult. You just have to, I actually had to use a long punch and drive the insert down into the baffle. So that was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I managed to get the hole lined up without any issues. So we're all set with that. And I'll be back. Everything put back together and ready to go back on the bike. The baffle is installed, if you can see that. The insert, and we're going to slide that back in the pipe, tighten it up, and then we're going to do the other can. Alright, so we've got both of the inserts installed. And it's not a difficult installation. However, when you're dealing with dissimilar metals, the aluminum end cap, steel mufflers, exhaust gases and fumes that are very corrosive, it can tend to be a little bit more difficult than it seems. But I got both of them in there per the instructions from FuelMoto, and we're going to give it a fire up first start test. Now I will say that the bike is quite a bit quieter. It does sound quite a bit quieter than it was. And since I'm running the Power Vision with the auto tune or the direct tune, it's going to take a few miles for it to figure out what's going on with the exhaust.
Okay, time for our test ride after the installation of the tunable FuelMoto exhaust inserts. I've noticed a decrease in the noise, the exhaust note. It still sounds really good, sounds really throaty, but it's not as loud as it was. And it's going to take a little bit for the target tune function with the Power Vision to make any adjustments it needs to make. And we're just going to take a short ride. Well, you gotta love people that just text and drive. And they wonder why motorcyclists get wiped out. Because people are paying too much attention to their electronic devices rather than what they're doing. Alright, take a little ride down 56 here and go around the block. It seems like it's got a little more throttle response between 2500 and 3000. There's quite a bit of traffic today, so I'm really not able to jump on it. The exhaust is much quieter than it was. That was a 5th gear roll on, and it seemed like it pulled a little bit harder than it used to. I'm just gonna take a left here and turn around and head back. So I'm going to say there is a noticeable difference, and I think I'm going to see that difference even more so once the target tune makes the adjustments. I'm just going to turn around right here. Lifted the wheel in 2nd gear. So it's got plenty of pep, that's for sure, and it seems to start pulling earlier in the RPM range. And we'll be able to see exactly how the tunability is on them. I've got a dyno appointment at Rob's Dyno in Gardner, Mass on the 9th of October. So I'll be sure to tell him that those are installed, and while he's tuning the bike, we might make some adjustments to the little valve. I guess you'd call it a valve. The little flap that's hanging down. Raise it up a little bit and let it flow a little bit more, or push it down a little bit more to restrict it a bit. These are supposed to help a lot with the reversion on the exhaust. Yeah, 4th gear it pulls really well too, so I'm getting no decel pop, not noticing any bad habits coming out of it, and it usually doesn't take the target tune very long to make the adjustments it needs. So with the short test ride out of the way, I am going to say that the FuelMoto exhaust inserts are worth the money. I'm feeling a little bit of a difference in the low end. I'm feeling, the exhaust note's a little bit quieter. And, the installation was kind of a pain in the butt. But we managed to get it done. Alright, so with that, keep the shiny side up, rubber side down, and have a great day.